Hey guys, Graham here. Thanks for tuning in. Don't really like that we have to do our videos and meetings this way, but it is what it is. Everything's different right now. So I want to give you a quick update on what the missions trip is looking like. I've got some really cool news coming up that I'm really excited about, and I'm super excited to share with you. But first, thanks for being patient. What I don't like to cancel, so I wanted to do everything possible for us to go to Alaska. I wanted closing the door on that trip to be the last thing that I would have to do. So that's why we've been waiting so long. We've been waiting for watching Alaska reopen and Washington reopen and see how they kind of work together, because they both got to work out for us to be able to go. So unfortunately right now there is a mandatory 14-day quarantine period if you come into the state of Alaska. We were going to go on an 8-day trip, so that really wouldn't have been a very good trip. Now they are planning on moving to their next phase, Alaska is, in the next couple weeks, but it doesn't say whether they're going to remove that quarantine or not. Also in Washington, we can't meet in groups of larger than like 5 or 10 or something like that right now. Definitely not as big as our group is, and which makes it really hard for us to meet and plan, but it also makes it really, really hard for us to fundraise, especially when your fundraiser is a giant yard sale. So we can't do a yard sale. We can't do our big fundraiser. We're running out of time. We're getting closer with that. And if we fly into Alaska right now, we have to sit in quarantine for 14 days. So obviously that's not going to work for us. And my fear is if we wait any longer, we might get to a point where we don't have the time to raise enough money. Or we're just not able to go. The restrictions just won't allow us to either fundraise or to even just get into Alaska. So that's why this week I made the decision to cancel our trip to Alaska, and instead we are going to refocus our attention somewhere else. As I said, I'm not a quitter. I still want to go on a trip. I still want to go help some people. I want to go have a great experience with all of you guys as a team, and I want to help you guys connect with each other, connect with God. I'm still super passionate about making that happen. So getting together with our leadership team, we reached out to some organizations, and it was just crazy. Sometimes like people use the term like God opened a door. Like, listen, God opened a door. Okay, if you don't know what that looks like, I'm gonna explain it to you. One of our leaders, Jared Egabrod, reached out to a camp called Dunes Bible Camp, which is in Ocean Park, Washington. It's probably as southwest of Washington as you can go. It's on the beach, it's on the ocean. So he reached out to them because he had gone there as a high schooler and said, hey, we've been going to this place called Camp Caribe in Puerto Rico. We've been helping them and helping the community. Do you guys think that we could come and do that with you? And they said, absolutely. So check this out. They don't have groups coming this summer because groups can't come, so they had to cancel all their groups for the summer, which means they have no income, but they still have projects that they have to do. But now they also don't have the groups that would come to do those projects because they've backed out. And so we said, hey, well, seems like a perfect fit for us to jump in there. They also have plenty of room to house us, to feed us, for showers, stuff like that. And it's a great place for us to stay. It's also got some really cool amenities. It's literally a walk, like a stone's throw from the beach, from the actual ocean. They have like a fire pit area, a gaga pit. They have an indoor basketball court. They have an indoor pool. They have pickleball and other like big yard games, stuff like that. Again, it's right on the ocean. It's like literally right there. So that's just super awesome. And then they have some projects that they need done. And it's stuff that a lot of us who've been on these trips, we've done before. They actually need some roofing done, and we always do roofing. When we're in Puerto Rico or pretty much anywhere on a missions trip, you always do concrete and roofing. So we said, yeah, we can do that. Do you think we could help out in the community too? And they said, absolutely. We partner with a thrift store. Now listen, if you know me at all, you know I love thrift stores. I love thrifting. Okay, I don't know what it is about used clothes. I love them, okay? So I'm super excited to partner with this thrift store, not only so I can rummage through their stuff and find some deals, but also because the thrift store takes some of the money that they earn every year, they give it back to the camp so that the camp can have low-income local kids who can't afford to go, so they can go to the camp. So we're gonna help this thrift store do some projects there, help them with some organizing, cleaning up the building, A lot of older people work there is what I'm told. So we're gonna jump in there and we're gonna help them. And then in turn, that work goes back to helping kids go to the camp, which I think is incredible. And then I said, is there anything else we could do? And he said, well, we partner with these other churches, and there was supposed to be a couple groups come in during spring break, and they were going to do some work at the churches. They were also going to help out the community, find some little old ladies who need some help and stuff like that, and they didn't come. So could you guys do that stuff? And I'm like, we can do anything. So we're going to help this church, we're going to help community members, we're going to help the thrift store, we're going to help the camp, and we're just going to have a great time doing that. So I'm really excited for that change. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to go to Alaska. I still want to go to Alaska and planning on doing it next year, but it's just not going to work. So now that I look around, I'm like, this is an amazing option. Like this is God opening a door for us. All these things. Oh, the other thing, they also need us to put on a yard sale for them. The camp does, because they have a lot of extra stuff. And I was like, yard sales? Like we invented yard sales. Like that's how much we know about them. So we're going to put on a yard sale for them too. That will also benefit the camp. So we know that with a trip changing, some other things got to change too. One of them, good news, is the price. That's why we wanted to stay in Washington. We wanted to get that price as low as possible. And so we could get the cost down to $600. So that's $600 total. So if you've already paid your deposit, you're halfway there. All right? Well, it's less than half of what the trip was going to cost, and we'll still help you fundraise a little bit. Some other things are going to change a little bit as well. I didn't want to change the dates as much as possible, but in talking with the camp, it would be better if we shifted our dates 2 days back. So we were going to leave on the 8th and come back the 15th. Now we will leave on Monday the 10th, August 10th, and come back the 17th. So it's a Monday to a Monday. Again, I didn't want to do that. I hope that doesn't mess with anybody's schedule. Luckily, you won't be starting fall sports at that time. I got a hold of the athletic directors. You don't start until August 24th, if you ever start again. So we're going to shift those dates just 2 days, just to make sure we're not there when another camp or another group shows up. And again, it's just to stay under that 50 limit person, which we think is what will be the limit by then. So price is lower, dates have shifted just a little bit. And the other thing is I need you to fill out one more piece of paperwork. And I'm sorry, you've done a ton of paperwork for this trip already, but I have paperwork to take you to Alaska. I don't have paperwork that can take you to Ocean Park. So in the link in this description is the one form. It's just one form you got to do because it's just like taking a long field trip with your school. So I need you to do that, and I need you to either scan it and email it to me, which my email is graham.monteleone@gmail.com, or you can snail mail it back to me at the church, which is P.O. Box 1376 in Chelan. All that information's on the website if you didn't write that down super fast. And then I'm super excited because at the end of this trip, we're gonna spend the day in Long Beach. If you've never been to Long Beach, it's a very touristy area like Chelan is, but they have like carnival rides, and they have this cute little downtown area, and they have the longest beach in the world. And we're gonna go out to eat that night and celebrate as a group, do a big bonfire to end our time, and it's going to be a ton of fun, a great way to finish off the trip. Here's a couple things to note moving forward. One, I already told you about the paperwork, so do that as soon as possible. Just get that back to me ASAP so we don't have to worry about this anymore. Second, we are scheduled to have a meeting on Sunday the 31st at 3 o'clock. Let's keep that meeting time, even though I don't know what that meeting is going to look like yet. Maybe it looks like this, maybe it's Zoom, maybe we all just submit TikTok dances to each other. I have no idea. But let's keep that time because we need to start planning some fundraising a little bit. As I said, we can't do the big fundraiser, the big yard sale, but what we think we can do is do 12 to 15 small yard sales. And we'll do them on the same weekend. They'll all be organized together. There'll be more details coming about that. And lastly, I hate to even talk about this, but I want to make sure that I'm fair to everybody, is I know that you signed up for a very different trip than what this is. Specifically, you signed up in a time when we weren't in a global pandemic. So I know that things are different right now. I know that some people feel very uncomfortable, and so I'm giving you the opportunity to step out of the trip. I hate even saying that, like I said, because I think this is going to be an amazing week. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, and we're going to be able to do a lot of good for some new friends over at Dunes Bible Camp. But I want to be fair to where your family's at. So if you feel uncomfortable going on a trip like this still in August, get a hold of me. Just give me a call and we'll talk through. Or if you have some concerns on how we're gonna do this or what the plans are gonna be, just give me a call. Let's talk about it. If I don't get a call from you, I'm gonna assume that you're all good to go, and I'll just be waiting for that paperwork to come back. And yeah, as I said, I'm excited. Wasn't my first choice, obviously. We wanted to go to Alaska, but again, we would hate to get down that road and not be able to do anything at all. We just think that would be a really unwise decision. So God has opened this door for us, and myself and the leadership team are super excited about it. Again, I think it's going to be really fun, and there will be more information to come on there. So, got a meeting in a couple weeks on the 31st. I need you to get that paperwork, should be in the description down below. Send it back to me. Again, the cost of the trip is now $600, not $1,400. So send out your support letters, get that stuff in, and let's go to Long Beach. This is going to be fun. All right, guys. Hope you're staying safe and sane and healthy and all those other good things. And other than that, I'll see you when I see you. I'll Zoom you or something in a couple weeks. All right. Peace out.